Hi everyone, welcome to Taste and Explore. My name is Darlene, and on today's episode we're making tres leches cake. So stay tuned as I walk over to ingredients so we can get started. In a bowl, we're going to start creaming the butter. I'm going to cream it, mix it together. First we're going to cream it. You can use your, if you have a bigger mixer. If not, you can definitely use just a handheld mixer. So then we're going to use the sugar, and we're going to cream it together with the sugar. Okay, now we're going to add the eggs. Now, I should have used a bigger bowl for this, but it's okay. It will do. Okay, hold on a minute. I'll put this here. Try not to make too much of a mess, more than what I made before already. Okay. Now we're going to put the 5 yolks and cream those together. If your eggs break like the way mine has, just make sure you scrape all of it out of the bowl, trying to get every last drop as much as possible. And then a couple of dashes of vanilla extract. You can't go wrong with this stuff. Okay, now we're going to cream this. Now we're going to cream this until it's pale. It's going to take about 3 minutes. So we're going to cream this, and then we're going to proceed with the next process. Okay? I could have taken out my KitchenAid mixer, but not everybody has that, and I just want to show people that you can definitely use it with what you got. You can do it by hand if you prefer. It's a little time consuming, but definitely a hand mixer will do. Next part, because the mixture here is finished. I finished mixing it, and make sure that you clean your blades before using it on the egg whites, because it's not going to fluff up if it still has the batter from your other egg mixture. So I'm just going to beat this until it has soft peaks. And I made a correction. I said soft peaks. It was actually stiff peaks. Sorry about that. But okay, so our meringue is done. And the point of the meringue is to make the cake fluffy. Now we're gonna mix up our dry ingredients together. And just give it a good little whisk. You can sift this if you wanted to, but it's roughly the same thing. I'm just incorporating air and mixing it thoroughly. Okay. So, with this, we're going to incorporate some of the flour and the milk into here. Okay? So this is how we're going to do it. Just going to put a little bit of this. Sorry, I'm in the way. A little bit at a time. And some of the milk. And then we're going to mix. You can use the same blade as for that. That doesn't affect it. Combine it this way because it's making a flour shower. Okay. Just gonna mix it lightly, we're not over beating it, just enough and to incorporate both ingredients together. Clearly I should have used a bigger bowl, but we're making do with what we have right now. Okay, I think I'm just gonna use my whisk for this because it's not a hard batter to do. But if you want to use a hand mixer, go right ahead. And if you have a larger mixer, then go right ahead too. Okay. The key is just to combine and not over mixing. Because what happens is when you over mix, the gluten from the flour, the cake flour, starts to open up, should I say. And then we don't want our cake to be like bread. So we just want to have it mixed well so it can be nice and fluffy, but not too doughy like a cake. Okay. Alright. So it's all mixed through. Excellent. Alright, so here's the next task. Now we have to combine some of the egg white beats into the batter. And this is how we're going to do it. We're just going to take a small spoon, well, not a spoon, but you know what I mean. A small. And we're going to use a small one to begin the batter. Normally, you don't, combine this way. But this is just to break into the batter. So once this is introduced, now we stop mixing. We don't want to mix it too thoroughly. And we take more pieces of it without deflating, because the whole point of this is to give the batter a nice fluffier texture. We're just going to start in the middle and fold. Start in the middle and fold until the batter and the egg whites are not really showing as much, but they're mixed in. Okay. All right. So now let's take the rest of it and combine. You can put the whole thing now. And remember, we're not mixing, we're just folding. This is the time that it's a little time consuming, because you can't be in a rush. You don't want to be in a rush when you're making this cake. You want this cake to come out perfection, because it tastes so good. It's worth every minute. Okay. And our batter looks absolutely done. Alright, so I'll see you for the next part. Okay, so now that our batter is done, I got my 9 by 13 inch cooking pan. Cake pan. I got the clear one. It's better because you can see the actual cake and the gloriousness of it. I covered it with butter and a little bit of cake flour or regular flour, very little, like a teaspoon. I shaked it all around and make sure that majority of the corners and the area is covered, so we can ensure that it doesn't stick to the pan. Now we're going to place our batter in there, and it's okay if it looks curdled or lumpy. That's just fine. Now at this point, this batter is not so sweet because when we add in the 3 milks mixture and then we add in the topping, we don't want the cake part to be so sweet. We just want it perfect, you know, a perfect consistency of sweetness. Nothing overpowering or overbearing, sorry, or terrible, you know. All right, so right now it's in there. Okay, so prepare your oven for 350. We're gonna cook this for 20 to 30 minutes, or insert a toothpick in the middle to see if it's done, and I'll show you the next step. Stay tuned. You poke your holes, you let your cake sit for like 10 minutes. You don't want it super hot, but then you don't want it super cold, because when it's still warm, it's easier for the liquids to get absorbed in here. That's the whole trick of it. So, getting my mixture ready, and my cake is about 10 minutes cooled. It's still warm. It's still warm to the touch, but it's okay. Alright, so here we go. You spread it everywhere. Everywhere. You don't leave nothing unturned. The whole thing goes in here. Now don't get alarmed. I know it looks crazy right now, but this is what you have to do. This is the process of it. This is what makes it so delicious, so moist, so fluffy. It will absorb in, and you won't see as much liquid as you do now. So this is the thing. This has to be chilled in the refrigerator for about 3 hours minimum, but overnight preferred, and that's what I'm gonna do, is leave this overnight. So until then, folks, I'm gonna leave this overnight. I'm gonna come back to you tomorrow, and for you is like a second later, and then we're gonna make our topping, and then we're gonna eat it. So stick around. Bye. Hi, welcome back. Well, it's the next day now, so let's get to it, preparing our cake, our tres leches cake. So now this is a quick tip I want to tell you. Remember right before I put in the 3 milks, if you want to put this cake in a pretty fancy plate or some kind of serving plate, make sure it has high sides because of the liquid. I forgot to mention to you before. But if not, if you have a nice, you can use just any old baking plate, of course, but just make sure it has high sides. Okay, that's it. Okay, so now let's open. So I just covered it up with the saran wrap, and here is our cake. You see, I told you it's gonna suck up majority of it. You still will see some, but this is the style of the cake. So I whipped up some whipped cream. This is 2 cups of heavy cream, cold, super cold. I put it in the freezer for like 10-15 minutes. I need it to be super cold, with about 1/3 cup of sugar. It depends on your taste, how sweet you want it, and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Whipped it up real good, and now we are going to dress our cake. This is the topping of it. It's gonna be so good. Now, if you're gonna serve this to people, it's best to whip the frosting, the heavy cream, right before you're ready. Taste test time. I'm going to take a toothpick for a piece, but I'm going to take this little one right here. Take it out, one out. I think it could cut it more. I usually do a bad job cutting cake, so. Nice. Now I'm going to take a piece. This is all so good. Wow. It's sweet, but it's not overbearing. It's so perfect. Oh my God, I'm in heaven. Well, I hope you guys make this. Send me pics and continue watching me. I got tons of great recipes coming. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Visit me on the social medias. And until then, my friends, take care. Bye-bye. I'll see you around.